In this demonstration, we'll show you how to use the resource monitor. We'll click on the start button, just start typing resource, and we should see that it comes up in the list. Then we'll click on resource monitor. So the resource monitor gives us detailed information about what's going on with our system real time. And we can see it's broken down. When we come up in here, we have the overview tab. We have other tabs we can look at, which we'll look at in a minute here. But on the overview tab, we can see it's broken down into CPU, disk, network, and memory, and we can get detailed information about each of these on additional tabs. So let's scroll back up here and look at the CPU, and notice we can change our views here to see the different size graphs. These graphs are giving us real-time indicators of what's happening with our processor, disk access, network, and memory. And from here we can expand different sections, or we can close different sections to see exactly what is happening in each one of these areas. So for instance, if I go into the CPU section and let's say I want to select this particular item and put it at the top, and this is a svc host.exe that I'm looking at. It has a process identification of 1248, and it gives me a description here. It's the host process for Windows services, and it's running. I can see how much CPU it's using at this time. 0 has 19 threads, and then I can expand the other areas to see if what's going on with the disk with this particular item. I can see what's going on with the network for this particular item, or I can see what's going on with memory for this item. As I move over into the other tabs, I'll move over to CPU. Under CPU, I can see I still have that same item selected. Its process ID is 1248, and the services associated to it, we can see it has the base filtering engine, Windows firewall, and diagnostic policy service associated to it for services. And there's no associated, look at the associated handles. We can see the handle IDs here, registry values associated to it, and the associated modules. So we can see the DLLs that are associated to this particular item in more detail. If I switch over to memory view, I can see the memory associated to this particular process ID. It has 9 kilobytes, 9,424 kilobytes of committed memory. If I move over into disk, still filtering by that service host, and it's not using any disk resources right now. I can turn that filter off, uncheck the image here, and we can see what's going on as a whole for disk access. And I can also switch over to the network, and under network we can see what's going on with activity on the network. See the IP address, computer name, sent and received bytes per second. Any TCP connections going on will be indicated here, and any listening ports will be indicated here as well. And we can also see from the listening ports, we can see the image, process ID, the address associated, the port, the protocol, and what the status of the firewall is regarding that particular image. So there we have it, the resource monitor, a great tool that you should get familiar with and start using on your system to see what's going on. Enjoy.